Good afternoon, everyone. This is your host, Squirrel Lord. And I'm just here. Ooh, got the music up. Good, good, good. How's the sound? Let's see. Good, good, good. All right. Squirrel Lord had a squirrel moment. So here we are again. Another stream coming at you. Still trying out the new control scheme as suggested by Jonathan Winters. In fact, he's on the same server with me at the moment. I think he's going around terrorizing the place, which is power for the core for him. So, got some new music up. Let's see. There we go. I can't even pronounce the name, but a new Synthwave YouTube channel said I could go ahead and stream their music. Just drop their credit in the description, which I have done. Okay. So, what to do? I'm already armed up and ready for running bunkers, so why don't we just do that? Run some bunkers. And eventually get to Crusader space. Hello, world. Alright. Let's see, the internet is telling me that my connection is not very good at the moment. Hopefully the picture quality is okay. I can't tell from here. Okay. Let's get to work to blowing things up and shooting things. Alright, got a grenade launcher and a machine gun. What more can you ask for? Actually, a multi-tool would be helpful, so let's go grab that. Let's go get the tool. We'll grab my cutlass. We'll go bunker running. And we'll just start blasting. So anyway, I just started blasting. That's on my agenda today. Bunker running, getting used to the new control scheme, because it's a real pain in the tuchus. Grab a mining attachment. And that's a cutting attachment. Okay, let's go get a tractor beam attachment. And you know what? You'll definitely build up a little bit of thirst shooting and killing criminals. Okay. Let's see, I've got the cutter, I've got the mining attachment. Let's grab that. Hey Yentra, how you doing, man? So right now I'm on the same server with one of the most brutal PvPers in the game. Hopefully my activities can go unnoticed because I'm still trying out that new control scheme that he suggested for me. But he is aware of the fact that I am on this server. So, yeah, we'll see. So while I'm trying to get used to the new control scheme, I'm going to run bunkers and shoot people. Because that's what I do. By the way, Yentra, earlier you said if I had a prospector, let you know. Well, until the next wipe, I have a prospector. Fully loaded, fully ready to go. After the wipe, I will have to earn one again. Hey, Red. You've been trying to get a hold of me for doing fun and shenanigans in other games, and I am sorry due to scheduling conflicts. I will try to make myself available. Weekends are the best time to get a hold of me. I know you've been meaning to get into some shenanigans with Minecraft and other games. So, thanks for keeping me considered. Alright, so I'm going to just be bunker running, and if you have the chance to join in game, feel free. I'm just going to go in and murk some pirates and steal their stuff. There we go. Yeah. Let's see. Let me drop my Discord invite. I don't mind you guys chatting with me during stream. I'm pretty easygoing, you know that. So here's the Discord invite. So, and if you read the description, because I can't pronounce the name of this YouTube channel, he's all into making synthwave and his own music. Starts with the letter N, and I suck at pronouncing things. Nanmadabu. That's the channel. If you're into synthwave and that kind of electronic music, go give him some love on his channel. He's brand new as far as a synthwave artist goes, but so far, what I've heard from him, he's been putting out some really solid work. Moonraker, how you doing, man? Alright, so let's get that good old cutlass, since I'm just going to be hitting bunkers. There she is. Going good. Alright, so as you may have already, I've already said, I am trying to complete... I hear you loud and clear, but I will have to turn down the music volume a bit to hear you properly.
Yeah. How have you been? Like, I mean, like you said, you've been busy a lot, so yeah, how have you been lately?
Other than busy, good. Massive overtime at work. I get to occasionally listen to all of your guys' streams while I'm at work, because as long as I am doing the job, they don't care what background noise I have going on. They're really cool like that. Plus, it kind of helps me focus and stay productive.
And
but
it doesn't kill the joy, let me just say.
Yeah. And hey, I can get away with using a voice keyboard whenever I respond to your guys' streams. That way my eyes are still on the work, so that's how I get around it, and I'm grateful. I just get to do my job. And you guys, individually, you guys do a good job. Most of you guys in the chat, including Spacebub, who just showed up, are all streamers for various things. And I think I love the positive energy that all of you guys do. I don't think I've seen Moonraker do a lot as far as streaming. I know he jumps into streams a lot. But no, a lot of people here in the chat are really solid people. And I'm blessed to at least meet on occasion.
Oh, that's nice. You almost made me blush. But yeah, I mean, there are not a lot of people that are good in the world. So you can already notice that some people are downright. I'm not gonna call the people names or something, but you know what I mean. There are people that...
Well, we've all got our choices to make, whether we want to be positive or negative.
Yeah, that's true.
And I have plenty of reason in the real world to be a very bitter person. I've got legitimate reasons too, but here's the thing. You can either let that weigh you down, or you can let go of that weight and rise above it and make something positive out of your life instead.
Yeah, that's true.
I literally started streaming about a year ago. And during that time, I was in a very sad state of depression, like, you know, danger zone, scary kind of stuff. But I had a
Oh,
choice to make. I said, you know what? I'm going to do something productive and something that I've wanted to do for years, and that was stream games. And I knew that the game that I wanted to start doing it in is Star Citizen. So I took an old computer, looked it up myself, how to modify, how to improve a computer, how to rebuild it from the ground up. And I'm still using that same computer. Just an old beat up computer, and I really got the most out of it. It was kind of an
hey,
expensive lesson because I was making a lot of mistakes along the way, but as you can see, I can play Star Citizen.
yeah, that's true. I mean, like, this literally something, like, when you, like, people say that you cannot learn anything from doing your YouTube career, or that's literally a lie. You can literally learn a lot by just doing stuff to get your YouTube career or a streaming career going. Like, I
Yeah,
have to learn like a bunch of things in my life that I didn't even know about at this day even. Like, how do I say it? Let's just take for instance, what is the simplest thing? I really am looking for one that really makes a lot more sense at this point in time. Like, it needs to be recent.
well, we all got to
Okay,
find a
I can remember.
reason and a purpose to build something positive in life. You can't just go by in the same old rut. You also got to take a time, not only put, you know, whether if you have religious beliefs or not, take care of those, but also take care of your own heart too, because nobody else will, especially as men in this society who are essentially hostile to men in general. You got to take time to recharge your own emotional and spiritual battery, and, you know,
Yeah.
really live within your values. I'm not going to say whether or not you individually should be religious. That's up to you. But
No, I understand.
if you decide to be religious, then be religious and be honest to it. Otherwise, if you're not religious, well, be honest to that and seek happiness and seek to make a positive difference.
Yeah. I mean, like, some people don't see that like that in a way. Like,
Oh,
I
hey,
am
Red,
before you. Yeah.
can you turn up your volume in the Discord chat?
Okay.
I
Let
don't
me
know
see.
how to do it from my settings. Space Bub wants to hear you, but he can't hear you very well.
Oh, sorry, Space Bub. I didn't mean. Give me a second. Let me see if I can do it. Let me mute myself pretty quick, and I'm gonna check it out in a bit. Be right back. Okay, I don't know if this higher now, but I hope it is at least.
Sounds a little bit. Yeah, sounds a bit better on my end. How does it sound to you, Space Bub?
I think it's because of the noise suppression that I turned
Gotcha.
off.
Well, Space Bub says it sounds better.
Okay. Sorry that you couldn't hear what we were talking about. At least my end. Like, I'm not far from a road, so reason why and what you're streaming, so I'm trying to make sure it doesn't interrupt a little bit of the background, at least on my end. So yeah, that's why
Gotcha.
I actually turn on the noise suppression. But yeah, so I mean, I could just talk right now because I mean, if you have free time, I could just talk a little bit on the project, and of course, if people want to listen, they may, because it's literally just plain explanation of what's gonna happen. It's not like in pure details. Pure details, we're not gonna tell that much, but like a few hints of what's coming up. So yeah. So if the stream is watching and also listening, so I came one of these days to Squirrel Guard, and I felt like, like I haven't done any collabs that were, how should I say, very unique with doing certain video style. And because I mean, like, it's not really a lot of people that do stuff like that lately. So I felt like, hey, because you're actually with the right voice, you actually, you have maybe certain times when you're available. I felt like, hey, you know what? You're interested. Let's maybe talk a little bit more on it, and bring it a little bit more in the subject of what actually you would be interested in recording or streaming the most. And of course, you announced it yourself, Star Citizen. For now, like I said, for now, I literally hope. For now, I'm just working on my ass off, or let me just say, I'm just working very hard. It really is taking me long, but hopefully, maybe next year I will be rocking a new setup, and my YouTube studio would also be finished because I'm literally gonna design my own YouTube studio. I'm changing my whole room that was just looking like a room into partly or.
So you're really committing to it.
Yep. Like what I did,
I think you're better served talking to Spacebub about that sort of thing. He's taken further steps than I have, and I'm about to pick his brains for pointers to get better myself.
I mean, I did stream like a while back, but yeah, because of school and all that stuff, I stopped. And the apps that we're using at this time, it requires more RAM capacity, more storage, or a better hard drive, yeah, stuff like that. And of course, I had because right now I'm just working with the laptop. It's literally doing miracle at this point that is working properly. But yeah, I'm very grateful that it's still working. Of course, the keyboard broke, so I bought a new keyboard, which I can, of course, use when I get a new setup. Like I actually made a full-on list of what I actually will be doing for my YouTube studio. But okay, enough about that. We're at least sidetracked. Okay. So about the project. So the project is gonna be a story-driven video. For now, it's just gonna be plain old. Just in-game type of storytelling that's gonna be happening because I'm actually a person.
So you like to be a storyteller.
Yeah, something like that.
So are you like into more like the role play of games, or just you like to tell it from like a third person view or a first person view?
Just more like a role play, but at the same time in an angle, you could almost also put it in books. Let me put it like that. Like it's almost like a person is telling it, but
Gotcha.
like you're trying to visualize what the person is trying to tell you, and that's how role play could be playing in. So right now, I don't think if I should bring this subject up, but it's kind of like a subject that came out this month. I got banned from a server, but I'm not gonna go in full details of course, because like I don't want to make some type of hate.
Right, you don't want to spread any negativity.
Yeah. But I got removed from that server, and I already had that project planned, and of course, like they were trying to use me I did felt a little bit sad, but it didn't break my confidence. Why? I didn't just join them just to, like, because of them. I literally did it because for myself. I want to actually give people something to look towards, like have some type of feeling that other people can understand them, and like feel a little bit positive about themselves. My stories are actually also of course I'm trying to actually also make stories that like give a certain value for people that are watching it. Like they need to also feel that despite the fact people are telling you negative things every single day, trust me, if you meet a person that is almost in the same area as you can be the best friends. You can really be the positive connection with each other. Like it's really amazing. Like I have met a lot of people in my years on doing YouTube. I'm almost 5 years on YouTube right
Oh
now.
wow. I just
Yeah.
I just turned 1 on YouTube a couple days
Oh,
ago.
congrats. Oh, that's a
Also,
deal.
if you read in the comments, Yentra has a really good hot tip. You should definitely read that. He's got some good wisdom he's dropping.
Okay. Do tell me if you hear the stream video in the background.
I've got some pretty heavy duty headphones on. I'm not sure if I'd be able to distinguish it very well.
Okay. I'm just gonna check really quick. Yeah, see. Okay. Equipment is important, but it's not the most important. I mentor a team of developers, and one guy showed up to workshop with a broken laptop. He ended up being the best developer in the class. I mean, yeah, that's actually no, that's really good. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I have in my years, of course, I've been doing also some schoolwork. Oh, jeez. Oh yeah, I'm now reading also a little bit more from the stream as well. Sorry about that, guys. Oh yeah, thank you, Space Bub, for the follow. I um, I really need to start doing shoutouts again on my videos. I haven't done those in a while.
It's
Um,
always important to give credit where credit is due.
yeah, that's
People
true.
people really appreciate that. And I think it's easier to just always give the credit. If somebody was nice and helpful, I'd be like, "Hey, so and so helped me out with this. I just wanted to say, hey, thanks." That
True.
sort of thing is free, and it's actually appreciated.
Okay. Yantra is saying, found out today I'm probably going to be going sometime next year. Oh, dang. I mean, like, you go, bro. Like, no, nothing shall stop you in that one. Like, if you're confident enough, like, you literally gonna make it. Even if it looks like you're not gonna make it. Like, that's the problem with people. Like, some people have doubt of themselves because, like, the negative energy from other people around you.
Yeah,
But if you,
I've
but
let
if you're
that
in a,
nearly destroy my life. I know how it feels, and I swore never again.
yeah, I mean, I've been, let's see, I was in that negative sphere for like almost a decade. Um, it really, actually, you could almost say it literally turned me upside down. Like I was mentally broken, physically almost going there as well. Almost also ended my own life. I'm just gonna say
Yeah,
like that.
I can sympathize with that. I know
But
exactly how
of
that
course,
feels.
but of course, when I started YouTube, it really like I don't know about our people, but YouTube literally started to change certain parts of me. Like I felt like some part of the weight of negativity literally just fell off from my back
Yeah,
because of that.
I believe in the concept of pay it forward, and that's what I want to do,
Hmm.
if that makes sense.
Oh, let me see. Space Bob said, I've been watching a lot of Disrespect lately. He's incredibly uplifting. I gotta be honest, I never saw any of Disrespect his content or whatsoever.
He
But
is in the same
I've been
age
hearing
bracket as I am, and he kind of strikes me as the more cringy part of the '80s. But that being said, I still like him.
I mean, I have
He
heard
reminds me of that guy
oh,
from the movie Dodgeball.
oh, oh yeah, that. Yeah,
You,
I
you
have
know the
seen
guy.
him. Yeah, I know. Like I seen him already, but I was like, wait a minute.
But at
Really?
least he's positive and not self-absorbed. So it's kind of dorky, but thankfully he doesn't have that negativity. But he has some of the mannerisms, and it kind of makes me laugh.
Yeah, that's true. Like I really
He's
thought.
like he's instead of having an evil twin, he's the good twin of the guy from Dodgeball. He's the good twin.
Oh yeah. I mean,
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a dodgeball.
yeah, true.
So yeah,
I mean,
he's
I
like the
really just
good
thought.
brother of that guy, if that makes sense. He's the good brother.
I'm, maybe
good
we should
twin.
ask him if he wants to make the second part and be the twin.
Well, he would either react really positive to that, or he'd probably look at you like you're being a smart, you know. He would either be flattered and laugh his butt off, or he'd be really offended by that, and I'm not sure which.
I don't know. I mean, from my perspective at least, it would really look awesome if suddenly you just see a twin and be like, wait a minute, didn't I defeat you? No, no, that was my twin. Rather that you've been smack talking to. I am the different and opposite.
Well, you can smack talk if you can tell that it's lighthearted, right? It's not really because the difference between banter and straight up insulting is intent behind it. If you mean malevolence, yeah, then you're crossing over into the straight, not nice kind of smack talk. Like there's teasing, there's banter, and then there's just being a jerk.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I really didn't thought about that until you just mentioned it again. Like like I almost. I don't know, like, I really like that people are just being themselves, and of course in a positive way, at least.
Yeah.
Like, some people are really just, being jerks.
Oh yeah. There's plenty of that, and that's no longer an original thing, so why bother?
Yeah. But yeah, we just gonna keep
Plus-
doing what we love.
My philosophy is this. It's a lot easier to keep track of the people you've been nice to as opposed to people you've been a jerk to.
Yep. that's literally what I have seen recent time. So yeah.
And here's the thing. My default behavior is I'll be nice and respectful until you give me a reason to be otherwise.
No, that's literally a good one. No, that's like people take advantage of other kindness and all that stuff, but like
Well, there's an old saying. I will be kind, and, I will be, what is it? I'll be kind. I'm trying to remember that saying because it was very witty, but very true to life. Oh, if you take my kindness as a sign of weakness, you will receive neither kindness nor weakness from me.
oh, that's literally true. Like yeah, wow.
So that's my policy. I will be kind, I will be respectful. But if you take my kindness as a sign of weakness, you will receive neither kindness nor weakness.
Yeah, that's Oh, there was another one that I learned a few weeks back. There's is actually a animal reference. If you wound a lion, it might seem that he might back off or be weak, but again, don't really lose sight of what's actually gonna happen because when he is in a state of dying, he will give it his all.
Or if he feels that he's actually threatened, or his position in the pride is threatened,
Yep.
he will start stacking bodies.
And then just few, a whole mountain.
Yeah, because occasionally he has to remind the other animals who and what he is.
It's literally you rather die with pride or I don't know, like die. Literally just don't die. It's that simple. But yeah. So far the stream is going very well.
I know, Philosophy 101. Now, I don't mind hanging out with people and just chatting during stream. I don't mind hanging out in-game with people and blowing things up together, because that's kind of my shtick. I like to see things go boom or shoot and stab things.
Yep.
But I do like to do the industrial play loops every once in a while, believe it or not.
I haven't.
I'm what you call a high-functioning psychopath in the game.
Oh. I'll take that
Oh,
as
somebody is landed at this. Now I'm curious as to who it is and what they are up to. Should probably scan them, see if somebody's actually in this ship.
To be honest, I'm really hyped on like what this project will do. Like from this project, like when I finish this project, of course, I definitely will at least try to get a RAM card for my laptop because I mean like I have also have like a second job or a third like you know those two are actually not really jobs but you know like just for the fun and still get money out of it, more like a hobby. Let me just put it like that. Because of the state my laptop is in, I felt like I need to upgrade it. Like, it's still usable, I just need to upgrade it. Afterwards, when I upgraded, bought a new screen, maybe definitely a new mouse because this mouse is really at its point of no return. Like this mouse is maybe 10 years old or something. But yeah, I don't know, like I really do hope this project will continue, of course. You for instance, you will at least be a narrator who's gonna open the video, like just see it is. It's gonna. I really don't know, but I was almost gonna tell you to think of a line or a quote that you feel when you are starting this thing, because you're literally gonna be pointing at the start from the beginning. Just say.
Sorry, I was in the middle of something. I don't think I quite understood everything you said. My apologies.
Wait, let me see if I can explain it better. So basically, you're actually just gonna be for the first, of course, for the first project. I'm also trying, like I'm trying to actually make sure you have time for your own things, of course, because I mean, right now you have a heavy schedule and all that stuff, and trying to squeeze another thing in is definitely a heavy task. So I just gave you this, how should I say, the most important one, like is the opening of the project video. but it's also one that actually gonna let people, like put people in some type of state of thought how this video will be going. So you're actually more like the narrator who is gonna be talking, and get this. Um, After this project, of course, more will be done. Of course, if you're interested in doing some more projects afterwards, do tell me. And of course, if anybody also in the stream feels like doing something extremely different, do hit me up because I'm I'm telling you, I literally am a person that rather look for something extreme to do than like just doing something just because it gives views or content. Like I really want to make it feel like I am enjoying this. Even the audience should be enjoying this if when they see it.
Oh, okay. Okay, I understand now. Yeah. Ooh, FS9. Those are so much fun.
Okay, so I can't only tell this to the audience as well. This is actually this is actually somewhere in a fantasy, but like a fantasy style, more likely. Of course, not really deep in the fantasy style, but it's actually for this particular one, it's gonna be definitely the fantasy style. I don't know. Maybe later on in the upcoming projects, it might turn somewhere into more of a modern type of style. Like a lot still has to be planned for the other ones, but of course, along the way, um, I do hope I will get there. I then will be doing animation work as well if I get my setup to the correct position of at least rendering good stuff. So yeah, I don't know if you know what Blender is. Do you know that app?
No, I
No?
don't.
Okay, so that app is actually mostly used for animation configuration. Like when you see, it's almost like CDI and stuff you can also have in it. It's just like the videos that you see nowadays, or animations, a series of Minecraft or whatsoever. Because I do plan on expanding my horizon with more games after I upgrade my setup. Because then I'm also gonna be hopping in with Wolf Daddy on doing some,
That's where I remember
Citizen.
you from, Wolf Daddy. How has he been?
Oh, he's been great. Actually, something happened in one of his uploads, so he got mad. Which is that, like, YouTube literally just yeah. Well, yeah, you literally have to ask him yourself about that subject. We don't want to, like get a flag from YouTube for no reason, you know. So, but yeah, he's so far doing great and somewhat better than the last time because I mean, like he had some down times from time to time. I can understand from his viewpoint certain things. Of course, because he's a man, he's grown adult. I can not understand everything fully because I mean I don't have kids yet. I don't have to pay for electric bills and all that stuff.
Yeah, there's stuff that I understand that a lot of people don't. I've got kids, but I'm also divorced, and there's some things from that angle that's pretty hard.
Yeah. Like I mean, like for me, for right now, I'm just enjoying life at the fullest. Like actually not really at the fullest, but like I'm enjoying for me with stopping with school at least. It was the biggest change in my life. Like huge step up because I talk with my parents and be like, hey, look, I'm not going to school anymore, so I am gonna go work. And when I get a lot of money, you know, and I'm ready to go out of the house, then I'm gonna live on my own. So basic stuff like that. Um, but yeah, so far it is really going well. Like sure, some bumpy stuff in road, but through life, nothing is gonna be easy. Like nothing, but if you are true to yourself and like see certain things as positive as you can, you can make it. Sure, you might have down times, but it is a part of life. If you don't have that, then you're not living, in my opinion. So yeah. Oh yeah. I do have a question. So, is it only Star Citizen that you're gonna be doing for now?
No, I've been playing other games too. Just Star Citizen is my main game that I play. Believe it or not, I still play Elite Dangerous to this day. I'm in process of transferring my data from the Xbox to the PC.
Jeez.
I had played that game for quite a few years. And, yeah, I have a lot of stuff in that game, and I'd like to get it all transferred to the PC where it's running better.
Nice. I was thinking, I actually need to ask Wolf Daddy about something like, because I was thinking if I let it go all out with because I am also someone who can draw. I was actually thinking of maybe if I, like everybody's really liking the series so far, that of the project that I would be creating, if I should be making books as well. Like, some people don't want to watch it, but want to read it.
Here's a little bit of advice, life advice.
Yeah.
Pick one thing and stick to it, otherwise you'll spread yourself too thin. I made that mistake and I got nothing accomplished because of that.
Actually, that's kind of like a true advice. I mean,
When you try to do everything at once, you end up doing nothing. So pick one or two things at the most. Focus on that and then go from there. Otherwise, you're literally going to spread yourself too thin and you won't get anything done.
okay. I'll take that advice very noted on my seriousness. Because yeah, that's something that really.
It's something that I wish I knew when I was younger. And it's a good thing if you learn it now before you get to my age. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of regrets. Ask me how I know about regrets.
I don't think I do. I mean, everybody has regrets, but the regrets that you have so far, yeah, I don't think I would handle them right now because I mean, you already have, like you already had to go through them, and you already know how it feels. And even if it happens again, you can at least be better and manage it at least, or avoid it at most.
At least I can try.
At least. But yeah, I no, I'm really gonna take that advice. I might just then stick with one for now, like just stick with what I can do, and what I definitely, I don't know, gotta be doing. Like I'm not settling down. If I had to choose between certain things, I rather pick doing YouTube than anything else at this point. Because for me, it is actually what built me up from the beginning to what I am now. So it would be wrong if I really ditch that and just start something else, which is not familiar ground for me. So yeah, I mean, like, thank you for that advice. I will definitely keep that in my head when I suddenly start to think of punching another wall without, thinking twice. So yeah.
And you got to learn to let go of things that are not in your control. That's a hard one for me. You got to learn to let things go.
Yeah, that's definitely a hard one. Like, I'm not joking, that's literally a hard one.
And if you live long enough, you're going to make mistakes. That is a fact of life.
Ah, you don't even have to tell me twice. you don't have to tell me twice. Oh man, I know what you mean. Like, I literally lived a lot. Actually, not a lot yet, but I mean, I at least lived 1/5 of my life. So, of the 100 years that you could have possibly, because right now I'm 20. I'm turning 21 in about 2 months or 3, so it's not far anymore. That literally means I became an adult, like a full-on adult in my country, of course.
Well, let's just say I'm in my 40s now. So,
Hey. I mean, I have met older people, so it's nothing new. But hey, I mean, like, you like some people literally start at a very very old age. Like, where you start from, it's actually kind of still a good age to have it. So I really don't see any problem with, in my perspective at least. Like, you're never too old to start doing content, or you're never too old, doing things you enjoy in life. At least let's say that like that. Because that's what I've learned so far from the people I've been seeing and the people I met throughout the years. So yeah. But hey, I'm really happy that you took the time to settle yourself and start something new, like go to a new road that you always maybe wanted to go, like a new direction that change your life somewhat for the better. And if you keep feeling that it's not going your way, or not a lot of people are behind you, just hit me up, and I will literally be there. Like, just what I said to Wolf Daddy. I might not maybe chat a lot, or comment a lot, or go in calls a lot, but do know I always will be watching, and when a time really is necessary for me to jump in, I definitely gonna try my best to even try to jump in, and make you feel that you're not alone with this. Yes, yeah, that's what we all need. Like, we need.
We all need friends. We all need people who are positive. And you also got to remember that it is a two-way street, so you make sure you give, and you also need to know your limits, because givers have limits, takers don't. So you have to kind of be on a bit selfish side to take care of yourself first, because just like in an airplane emergency, what do they tell you to do? Put your mask on first before you try to help somebody else out. Otherwise, you just become a liability. And the same is true as far as the emotions go. You've got to charge your own battery before you try to jumpstart someone else.
Yeah.
If you have no power in your own battery, you can't jumpstart other people. It's impossible. And you're literally going to kill yourself doing it.
I literally had good times. Great, actually. actually great memories to, like to keep and to learn from at least. Like there is nothing better than learning from mistake and try to help other people to.
Learning from it's kind of easy, but forgiving yourself of it is the hard part.
Yeah.
So, you're a young man. You're just barely turned 20. You're going to
Yeah.
make some really awful mistakes in the future, and you're not going to like the guy in the mirror. You're going to have those days. But what you do
I
about
know.
it is critical. You need to learn to have love for yourself so you can love other people. It's just impossible to love another person if you don't love yourself and if you don't have kindness or charity for yourself. I'm not saying ego thinking you're the shit. No, you've got to sincerely look in the mirror and say, I love that human being. He is worth fighting for. And that's a lesson I had to learn later in life. And it was a painful lesson to learn. But now I do look in the mirror and I say, hey, that's a good man there who needs help. And I need to treat him like he's worth fighting for. Like I say, you're going to make mistakes in life and you're going to have regrets. But you need to remember to look at that person in the mirror and realize he is worth fighting for. And nobody else will do it but you. You can't help anybody else out until you help yourself out first. And that's just the cold hard truth. Regardless of whatever personal beliefs you have, that's just a fact of life. You can't do any good for anybody else. You cannot provide emotional support for anybody else unless you love that person in the mirror. And you respect and honor that person in the mirror. You can't respect and honor other people if you don't do that.
Spoken with a true meaning.
Meaning that I had to earn, and it was a painful lesson.
We all been there, or at least I will get there.
Well, just remember, there are people out there that do care. Okay? So, make sure you keep those people in your life and you treasure them.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the things I still am struggling with. Because, I mean, like, yeah, the state where I came from, like, I literally couldn't even look into the mirror.
Yeah, I know how that feels, man. It's hard.
But now, like, I'm literally saying right now, like, now I'm literally looking in the mirror. I'm not there yet. But
Are you at the
at
point
least,
where you look and say, "Hey, not so bad"?
yeah, at that point,
Then
at right
that's
now.
progress. Just keep going with
Yeah.
it. You'll get there.
Yep.
So just keep on.
Like it really took a lot. Like that's no joke. Like it literally took a lot to get at least there. By the fact that I don't know. Because it did. I mean, despite the fact that you do feel good helping others, if you don't if you don't help yourself, there will always, and I repeat, there will always be an empty side of you that is asking for attention for yourself.
Yep, I know exactly how that feels.
And of course, only you can fill that. Not nobody else. I mean, yeah, sure, you're gonna think that person or I don't know, something is gonna fill it up for you, but it's only you can fill it for yourself. Like that lesson I had to, learn, also very on a hard level. But this was definitely worth it. Like I gonna say it was definitely if I didn't get that hard lesson and maybe got a soft lesson, I might I literally might have missed the train, and it might have ended horribly. Or I don't know, you know. But yeah, I'm at least glad that I maybe late, but still at least I literally did it. So at least I did it. So I'm at least grateful with that every single day.
There you go.
Mm.
Sounds like you're at least on the right track. Just keep going. Remember, it doesn't matter how fast or slow the progress is going. Progress is progress. Do not impede it. Even if it's going slower than you want, have patience.
I see. Okay. This whole project, literally from project, we literally came to life lessons and
Well,
yeah.
who
But
knew that it was important to talk about? Normally, I keep my streams lighthearted and just focused on the game, but we're human beings. I mean, I joke about being a squirrel. I would love to get like a VTuber animation of a squirrel head, a cartoon. I would love that. You know how some of those VTubers are those talking anime heads?
yeah,
I'd like one. I'd like one of a squirrel. I would love that. So you said you're an artist. If you are capable of making such things, let me know.
trust me, I'm not there yet. I am working towards it, but I'm not there yet. Like, I'm still learning myself on that. I at least know how to, draw. Wait, I forgot how people call it. It is called picture animation almost. So it's basically drawing frame by frame and make some type of scenery out of it. So it definitely is gonna would take some people a lot of time and the motive to do it, but phew, like I can really tell you it was not it was not an easy role to at least go that far. But yeah, I mean, like if I do, I will hit you up on that request.
Sounds good.
Because yeah,
Huh.
because I might like I say it myself. I might go that road as well. I'm not sure, but I might. It's just a possibility. We don't have the future in our hands, but we do have the presence to control. But of
We
course,
can't
we have.
control everything that happens around us, but we do have a say in how we react to it.
Okay, yeah, that's literally said better than what I said.
Sorry, I'm just summing up what you said. And that's just my way of saying I agree.
No, I understand. No, no pressure with me on that. I rather have people talk like that than people that gonna say yeah I agree and don't even know what I was talking about.
Well, there's such a thing as hearing and listening, and they are two completely different skills.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, it is still something that I struggle with just because I'm very, well, squirrel brained. I have a short attention span, especially in conversations. So if I find myself saying, hey, my attention span's going bye bye, I'll give you the warning. That's kind of how I operate. It's nothing personal, but here's the thing it's all about communication, and I'm not going to pretend to listen because
I
that's
mean,
that's insulting to both people.
yeah. I mean that honesty is better than lying to yourself at this point because you're literally gonna fool yourself at the end than fooling the person. If I say it correctly, from my experience at least. like, okay, I am questioning how far in capability have you made it to make Star Citizen videos that kind of are almost like Captain Law videos. Like, it's almost like you're narrating. Uh,
I'm
what?
not really the narration type.
Hmm,
I'm just there in the moment, just having fun. And I'm aware of that fact. That's just not my style.
hmm,
So, and again, honesty, right?
yeah.
Um, occasionally I like to be a storyteller, but for the most part, what you see is what you get with me. Here I am, just in the moment. No more, no
I mean,
less.
I mean, you're doing great so far. So it's not really that big of a deal on my end.
Yeah,
On
no,
person.
if narration is your thing and that's what makes you happy, then do it. It'll show in your work. You can't pretend to be something you're not. I mean, professional actors do that, but I'm not a professional actor. I'm just a
Mm.
person. Um, and even during my time in the military, even I was considered brutally honest by their standards, like overly brutally honest.
I mean, if you want to have, like, if you, how should I say, if you want people to go- get better, or people, like, just in general, like, if you want to also for yourself have a better environment to go in, it is better to be honest than just try to lie, that part of your life.
Well, I've had my share of being around people who are fake and put on the face, and I'm beyond sick of it. I have no tolerance for it anymore.
Emir. But yeah, we're still humans, and of course, we have a, how to say, a heart at least.
Like, just before I started streaming, I
Hmm.
honest to goodness literally hated the sound of my own voice. I wasn't comfortable in my own skin, in my own voice. Prior to starting streaming, I had been taking voice lessons for singing and other things for about a year. And I
Oh,
overcame that issue. But, like, for the majority of my life, I literally hated, and I do mean the word hate in every meaning and sense of the word,
no, I
the
no, I
sound of
really
my own
do know
voice.
what you mean. I really know what you mean by that. Like, I had that struggle. Like, like I said to you, like I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror. I literally, how should I say? I don't see my. I literally didn't saw myself as a person, or, something that the world should know about, when I even turn on the camera, or start streaming or do a video. Like, you almost don't want to say a word. Like, if you just even look at your own video, you're just gonna be, oh, no, that's not me. That's somebody else. That's not how I want to sound like, or I don't think it's gonna work. Like, I had those thoughts when I just first started. Like, sure, I had thoughts of still doing the videos, but um, when I put my voice in those videos, I sometimes had a feeling of not adding any audio with it, because because I couldn't even like my own voice at that time. But I overcame it. Like I said, I've been doing YouTube for 5 years almost, and it has brought a bunch of sides of me that I didn't even knew I had. Or, like, sometimes you just need to explore yourself a little bit more to know if
Yeah.
that's truly you. Because I mean, like, sure, you might have lived and literally control that body, but sometimes it is you that's literally gonna be missing what you are capable of in your full extent. It just it just needs you literally just need to be the person that just stand still and take time to like explore yourself a little bit more. Just think about like, do I really sound like this? Is this really me? Like like only a real person who really like took time to himself really has the best joy of his life. Like sure sure there are gonna be like annoying times, but he has more positivity of sides than negative sides, if I have to say so myself.
One thing I do want to make sure you be careful in selecting if you have the intent to ever marry another human being. Make sure that is somebody who shares the same vision of that positivity, somebody who will support you in that, because that can literally make or break you as a person.
Yeah, I'm literally working on that right now.
Worry about setting yourself up for what it is you want to do in life and long term. And if you become a leader in that department, the right person will come along to follow you and help you.
Yeah.
And just learn to love and cherish that person. I don't know what your preference is, so I'm not assuming because I live near Seattle. So, still, whoever it is, if you ever find a significant other, make sure they share the same goal and vision.
Yeah, that's really true. Like I literally from experience, not full experience, but some majority of experience. I had to learn that painful part. Uh, like I couldn't even do it. Like I for a year or two, I literally couldn't put myself in a position of even trying to want to be with somebody or something. Right now, like what you said, should be focusing on my task, like the goals that I want, and that's what I'm doing right now. Is that I mean, like still, like you still gonna go around and look at people, but um, main main objective right now for me is focusing on what I was planning to do in the first place, and not doing a sidetrack planning, which make me gonna crash. If I have to say it so myself. Not trying to rub in the wrong way, if you know what I mean, but just saying it like that.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, let me see some. Oh yeah, wait. Do you know Avatar?
Which
the
one?
ones with the blue people.
What about it?
Did you hear the announcement of
The sequel?
Avatar 2? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of lukewarm about it. The first one was good. I'm kind of meh for the second one, but if I hear good things about it, I'll watch it in the theater. Otherwise, I'm just got things on my own plate in my own life that I've got to take care of.
Understandable. Oh yeah, I have a question. If you don't mind, do you know The Incredibles?
Yeah?
Did you see part like sequel?
Yes.
What do you think of it?
I enjoyed it. I mean, I don't know what specifically you're asking. I enjoyed it as a film and as a story. One of the last few decent Disney movies that's been made in quite some time.
I mean, for me, like, as I already even have the DVD of the first one, I was waiting for a sequel. Like, I was like, so like, if you would ask a bunch of people that know Incredible, like, the most people were so hyped to even see it. And I'm gonna be honest, it really didn't disappoint. For me, at
Second
least.
30K of the day. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah. Wait. Which other movie was good?
Oh my goodness.
Do you have any movies that you think were good, in your opinion at least?
Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, I haven't heard of that. Could you, give me some detail on that?
Have you seen the first Top Gun film?
No.
Watch the first Top Gun film. Now, comparatively speaking, they gave the sequel more depth, character development, more story, while maintaining the standard of an 80s action film. So I was happy. I saw it in the theater. I found it inspiring and just a good, solid story. Nothing on par with like the Lord of the Rings per se, but compared to what's been released as of late, it's very good. Definitely worth purchasing on Blu-ray and getting your own copy.
Now that you talk about it, I might, like...
The first Top Gun movie is, and I know some people I'm going to get in trouble with, as far as story goes and movies go, it's really shallow. But it was fun. It was an 80s summer blockbuster action movie. What do you expect? Technically 1990, but I digress. But the sequel to Top Gun honored the past and then improved upon it in literally every single way possible.
I mean, I do love things like historical things as well. Okay, I don't know
Then
if I
you will
say that.
love Top Gun Maverick. I'd suggest still watching the first one, but realize it's not that deep of a story or film, just a fun summer blockbuster. But then they made something more out of it, out of the sequel. And they did an incredible job, and they used a lot of practical effects, not just computer effects. They used some computer effects, but they actually went up there in fighter planes with the camera crew and did a lot of work.
I mean, you have to begin somewhere, I guess.
Yeah, so they did a good job. Alright, if I get another 30K, I'm calling it a day. Let's jump to an Australian server.
So far, I'm looking at a trailer right now, the visual trailer of Top Gun. like I said, I'm definitely gonna, put it on my watch list of things that I want to watch when I, get my own credit bank account, because as I said, in 2 months or so I will turn into adult, like legit adult in the country. I don't know, I don't know if it is in every country, but in my country, if you're not like, of course, official adult, you still have to do things through your parents. Even if you like it or not, even if you're working or not, or like even if you sometimes live on your
Yeah,
own.
that's not how it is in the United States anymore. A lot of kids can get away with doing a lot of stuff that they don't legally have to tell their parents. And I find that to be a load of garbage.
Well, for me, it's still the same. So Now, when I turn 21 and get my bank account finally, I will.
Well, you're not going to magically have your birthday tomorrow and suddenly be an adult, you know, like your mentality isn't going to change in one day.
Yeah,
It
that's
takes
definitely not
time
gonna happen.
and learning for that to happen. I think it's funny how people fantasize about that sort of thing, and I'm like, you're not giving yourself any realistic expectations, and you're going to be disappointed. Literally, take life one day at a time. Yes, make plans, be smart how you do things, but don't think everything's going to happen at once.
Yeah, that's true.
Somebody in my stream asked, how do I stand living near Seattle? Well,
Oh no.
yeah, well, they have to put up with me as much, and I am literally the opposite of a lot of people's mentality there. And I offend a lot of people on the daily basis. And I also don't give a crap about offending people.
I mean,
They have no problem offending me about every little thing, so I treat people accordingly. Again, if you treat me a certain way, I will respond a certain way. Yeah. Oh, I was in Kansas until 2015. Towards like the beginning of it or so. That's when I got out of the military service. I moved back to my home state.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and Kansas is very much different from the West Coast. For the most part, people there have a modicum of common sense and general respect and decency. You get out on the coast, it's a very different mentality. And the West and East Coast are exceptionally different. Riley Moonraker. Riley. Big Red 1. Hold on a sec. Stupid spam callers.
I mean, to be honest, it's really like that you even manage in that area. Jeez, is it?
Well, here's the thing. I find it interesting that when people claim I am tolerant or I am empathic, they are anything but. Don't say that you're tolerant of other people or that you're empathic. Just be it. You know, people who are decent people don't have to say that they're decent people. Either you are or you aren't. Let your actions speak for you. I don't claim to be a nice person. I don't claim to be an empathetic person. Or even a religious person, even though earlier in the stream I technically did say I was religious. But you know what I mean. I'm not gonna be all preachy about it. My attitude is, if you believe it, live it. Don't tell people about it, show it. Simple as that.
No, that's at least solid.
And people will know if you're telling the truth or not by how you behave. Because people have eyes and ears, and people are not stupid. One thing I absolutely hate is when people, like, doesn't matter if they're on the left side of politics or the right side of the politics, there's this us versus them mentality, and they forget that both groups literally have the same average IQ across the board. As much as I hate to say it, that's a fact. But when people get tribalistic, they want to think that the people on the other side are less than them, so they can get away with being a-holes to them. We're all human beings, and we all put our pants on and our shoes on the same way. I may not agree with people, especially when it comes to, you know, politics and religion and all those other things. But one thing I can measure is how you treat people. Now, I will be honest, I have been an asshole to people, and I've been an asshole frequently. You know, people push your buttons, then they play the victim when you respond accordingly.
No, I can totally agree on that part because it literally is happening to me in this month as well.
I am
Actually,
religious, but I am no saint.
Amen to that.
But I'm trying to be one. I know that it's going to be a lifelong process. I'm religious, but I'm no saint.
I mean, nobody's born perfect.
No.
We all have our struggles. Like that really makes us human.
Yeah. That's just how I look at things, man. You know, like I said, we all put our clothes on, for the most part, the same way.
So, I've spent plenty of time there. I did with both Army Guard and Air Guard.
Yeah, sorry about that. I wasn't looking at the comments. You see me doing the inventory management thing. Alright, if I get one more 30k, I'm calling it a night. Alright.
Wait, you guys understand? Not joking. Let's see. Okay, so, bro, when do you think, specifically, on, of course, the weekend, when do you think you have, I guess only just, like, of course, I'm gonna try my best to make it very, very easy, by just, you know, like, I don't know, just discuss with you what
Friday evenings and Saturday mornings.
Give me, let me note that down before
and occasional Sunday evenings.
Okay.
But there are certain There we go.
So could you repeat it again? Friday morning, I think?
Friday evenings, Saturday mornings, Sunday evenings.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I may be a believer, but I'm no saint. If I had a halo, it would be made out of barbed wire.
I mean, I have really no complaint. Like, I literally say that to literally to every person that knows me. Like, not because I go, you know, do religious or have a religion means I gonna be 100% on that religion. Like, it doesn't work like that. Like, I'm still a person who has, you know, his own thought train of certain things and elements that is surrounding me. Like, you cannot expect from me to, you know, like, say, oh, hey, I came with a mission to give you a great thing in your life, and I'm literally doing the stupidest thing in my life. It can't. Like people need to literally look that up and understand that you're just a human being. Do what you can and stick with that. If you can do better than that, okay, do better. But if you know you can't, don't lie to people. Let you go that like you're literally setting yourself up to be hanged in a certain way of speaking. So yeah, that's literally on my side of things.
Yeah. I find it interesting that people will use the I am a nice and decent person as a means to control other people's behavior. I think it's because I've accepted the fact that I'm kind of an asshole. that I don't let that sort of stuff control me. They're like, oh, hey, do this, or you're not a nice person. Well, I guess I'm an asshole. Deal with it.
No, I no. If you did that, I would literally just support that. I'm not joking. I would literally just be like, hey,
I'm literally the person that pissed off both my college professor and bishop all in the same week. Like, massive trigger. I triggered both of them in the same week. And they both separately told me, you have issues. I'm what you call an equal opportunity offender.
true. I mean, if people get to know you at least for who you are, then of course, why would they go in that certain direction that is really not even a good direction to begin with? So yeah, like so long people are like at least if they know a certain degree or certain measurements that they can take with you, they definitely not gonna step on things that gonna trigger certain reaction. Like, come on, if somebody's really gonna send a fist to my face, you think I'm gonna stand? I'm literally gonna dodge it and hit you back. I'm not that stupid. Like, it's that simple. Like, some people literally think better of themselves. They are really, I don't know, doing worse things.
Well, what you tolerate teaches other people what they can get away with you.
I am really a person that sometimes don't tolerate a lot of things. Like,
You shouldn't have to.
Really,
You shouldn't
I'm
have
really
to.
gonna send you to hell. I mean, I'm that type of person that because of how I grew up, I actually have heart even if people treat me bad. But there is a limit. Like, there is really a limit. If you keep going that same direction, despite the fact I really gave you chances.
Well, then
you
that's just
are
consequences.
Yes, that's literally you asked for it. Like, I'm not gonna give a shit if or oops, I'm not gonna give anything about it if you are gonna be like, why are you being like this? I just did it. No, I already warned you, and if you did it again, I am not gonna think about it. I'm just gonna act towards what I told you I'm gonna do if you do it again. And that's what I did. Because people need to take certain actions that they do serious against other people. Like,
Again, what you tolerate teaches other people what they can get away with you. If you don't like it, you better speak up. Say, hey, no, that's not acceptable.
yeah.
It's called setting limitations. And people need to do that more than ever.
At this time, definitely. I don't know if it is just me, but it's starting to look like the new generation is, or let me say a small majority of the new generation is definitely not growing up in a good, proper way. Let me just say.
That's
like that.
because fathers, men, and masculinity is insulted at every corner, among other things. Yes, I'm very much a proponent of the traditional nuclear family because look at the results. Where you remove the nuclear family, what happens to that part of society? It's not pretty.
There's no control. But yeah, I mean, like, what can you do? Like, it's not like you can just wave a stick and it's got no. It's gonna stay. It's really a headache for me to not have, but I'm still getting it. But yeah, I am not
Just
gonna
one day at a time. One day at a time.
Yeah, is just relax. Just look what you're doing for yourself. Don't give anything about what they're doing. If they come in your direction, then you can do something about it. That's really the only difference. Like if they aren't in your area and it doesn't like affect the area or environment you're in.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. They can do whatever they want, but
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference between morally right and wrong and, hey, that's what that person believes and practices. As long as it isn't imposing on what I believe, I don't generally care. But
that's true.
Here's the thing. I don't expect everybody to believe the same faith I do. But I'm also not expecting everybody to participate in it. You can believe what you may, but when you start telling everybody else to participate in it, that's crossing the line. Regardless if it's a religious or secular view of the world. Not everybody believes the same way you do.
People really don't want to hear that most of the time, but yeah, I agree. Literally, same thing that you said. I say it to some people and they really get pissed that I said that.
And I think you can judge, but here's the criteria of judging. Is what they're doing going to bring positivity or negativity to my life? And are they asking me to participate in it? And that's where I draw the lines. Yes, I don't agree with every lifestyle that's out there. But again, I don't use that as a basis to judge whether or not you're a nice or a bad person. It's whether or not you're trying to force that on me.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not going to force my religious beliefs on other people because that's classless and it's a bad representation of what I believe.
Sure.
So I expect the same courtesy from other people with whom I don't share their beliefs. It's just common courtesy. And people think just because I don't share those views, I automatically hate those kinds of people when I don't. Just because I don't believe or share your view doesn't mean I like or dislike you. Your behavior will determine that, not your belief system. It's what you do with it.
Yeah. I agree with that, definitely. Of course, if people have interest in that criteria of what you do believe or say, then of course all the way. But again, everybody have their own decision and meaning.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's over 6 billion people in the world. Everybody's going to have different beliefs. That's a matter of fact. It's what you do and how you portray that belief system. Again, are you encroaching on other people? Are you being polite to them? Or are you acting in a self-righteous manner? Because somebody didn't say what you wanted to say or agree with. Just because I disagree with somebody's way of life doesn't mean I like or hate them. Now, if I clearly treat them like garbage based off of those things, then yes, I am in the wrong.
Yeah. I mean...
And it goes both ways. Again, people who say that they're loving and tolerant is like that guy who's trying to prove I'm a tough guy by saying I'm a tough guy. No, you're not. You're BSing people, and we know it, and you'll get called out on the street eventually, where you will learn just how tough you are or aren't. Same thing applies with morals. You think you're like this great, wonderful person, and you keep having to convince yourself and tell yourself, we all know you're kidding yourself. Same principle.
I definitely agree with that one. 100%. Even 1,000 at this point. I mean, I literally had to live with that statement And even, you know,
Oh, I
I
see,
even
Moonraker.
dare to
Yeah,
challenge
I agree.
people to prove me wrong with that statement. Like, I'm literally was fed up. I even challenged people to prove me wrong.
Gotcha.
Like,
Well, here's the thing. I found that sometimes silence is more powerful than trying to convince them otherwise. Because if you got people just trying to preach to you nonstop, you being telling them, you know what, have a nice day, see you later, that says more than most things that you could bring up in a debate. I just be like, nope, I have neither the time nor patience for this, and I respect myself not to put up with it when you're obviously trying to ram something down my throat. It's not being closed-minded or ignorant. It's just, hey, you are disrupting my peace on purpose, and you're not being respectful of me and my limitations. Good day.
yeah. So, we literally putting this three moment on fire.
Yeah, like I say, the moment that I start encroaching on other people with my belief systems, or they start encroaching on me and telling me to think or speak or act a certain way, is usually when the line is crossed.
No, like I said multiple times, I really agree on on those statements. Like, I still don't understand people how they, you know, like, see past those, like,
Well,
how can they live like that?
it's human nature 101. Everybody wants to belong. Everybody wants to feel valued. And sometimes the whole tribalness is just that. It's not the healthiest way to belong, but it is a way. And people do that. Even I do that to a certain extent, and I'm self-aware enough to realize that.
But yeah, I mean, I don't like. I can't like. I hate how the world sometimes is, but again,
Well, you
it's
have
not
a choice.
world
How
that
are
has-
you going to react to it? And are you going to take that energy and annoyedness, put it to something productive? Build something, or build yourself up. You can't change the world. You can't change other people. They have to change themselves. What are you going to do with that energy and negativity? You can turn it into something productive.
Yeah, that's really what people have to do at this point, but yeah, they don't wanna. They still wanna stay here.
Well, it's easier not to change and to rationalize. That's human nature 101. What else is new?
Yeah, I really don't know what else is gonna be new.
Nobody is immune to it. We all do it at some point in our life. That's just a fact of life. It's just the sooner you wake up from it and be like, you know what? This is a waste of my time and energy. I'm going to go do something more productive instead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do something that's meaningful, and something that'll help build me up or build up somebody I care about. I mean, that's really the choice you have. And again, that's a life lesson I had to learn the hard way. I can't change. There are people in my life who are supposed to love me. They literally hate my guts and cut off all contact with me, and they think I am the worst thing since Satan.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And
Wow.
those are people, within my circle of people who I thought loved me. Again, you can't change how they view you. And yeah, even it's people that you want to hold dear and you want to mentor, you can't change how they feel. They have to figure it out themselves. And it sucks. because those are people in my life that I genuinely love.
No,
But mistakes were made in the past. I behaved in a certain way that I am, well, ashamed of. I am not that person anymore. I'm very much far from it. But I'm not going to convince them of that with words. And they're going to have to go through phases in their life before they wisen up and realize I'm not that. And they may never wisen up. That's also a very real possibility. I have to learn to let go of those people. And that hurts, because those are people who I've been around with and I've loved for a very long time.
That's really a tough. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
There are things about my life that has turned out that, well, I didn't expect it to happen that way. And I'm sad and ashamed that it happened that way. But what can you do? You got to move on. You got to let go. Because if you hold on to that, what you're not supposed to hold on, it'll hurt you and punish you until you learn to let go.
Yeah, I mean, like, not a lot of people talk about this. Like, some people,
Well, it's therapy. It's if you don't talk about it, you're going to hold it in and it's going to explode. And that's what leads to people becoming statistics.
Or killers or something. I'll go for the red.
But, you got to, like I said, it comes back to learning how to let go of things that are out of your control and learning how to love yourself first before you can love other people. It goes back to those two things. As far as the religious part goes, right? Learn to love others as God loves us. Well, you can't do that until you learn to love yourself. You just can't. And you've got to learn, say you're sorry for the mistakes you made in the past. Don't do it again. But forgive yourself and move forward. Because that is the direction that time moves, is forward. We can't go back. We can't really take it back. We can only move forward. And that's just what it boils down to. The past is a lesson, not a life sentence.
I think I heard that somewhere, but I forgot. Not specifically.
When you get to my age, you actually firsthand appreciate the truth of that statement. You haven't got to that point in your life yet, and when you do, I hope you got a good support group of people you love. I've had to endure some of these alone, and it's hard. It's easier when you have people in your life love you and don't push people away. I made that mistake too. Again, I've done things that legitimately put me in the asshole category. And that's saying it very mildly.
I mean, you're not alone on that, Angel. Like, I'm not gonna say I was born good or something. I literally had parts of my life where I felt that I had to change. I'm still changing certain parts of my life. Like, I'm not gonna say I'm God or a being sent by God or anything. Like, sure, I can be good, but there were certain parts that I did feel ashamed of, that I had, committed. Certain parts that I felt like, man, where did I go wrong with that part of my life?
You're too young for that, my brother.
Yeah, that's true.
You're too young for that.
Yeah,
Just find a purpose and a goal with the aim to self-improve. Again, don't try to take on too many things at once. Pick one or two things and work on it. Otherwise, you'll spread yourself too thin and you will not get anything done. And even if it is something that probably in 5 years it'll seem silly, well, get in the habit of reaching goals and bettering yourself, even if it's something that you later decide, that was kind of silly to waste my time on. But you learn skills that you will apply for other things that are even more important. Don't regret to commit to something that is positive. You know, find a purpose and just move forward.
That's definitely a motivational speech that I'm really gonna keep for myself.
I know,
like,
Squirrel Lord, the motivational speaker.
like there are not a lot of people that can motivate. I do motivate some people in my life, like that's what I do, but certain things cannot motivate me that easy, but you just did, and I have to thank you for that one.
No problem. Well, Red,
I mean,
I am coming to the end of my stream, I think. I still gotta get used to this new control scheme, and my patience has worn thin. And I have a rule. If I am not having fun, I end the stream. Because that sort of energy bleeds through. And I always want to leave on a positive note. Does that make sense?
no, it makes totally sense. I mean, we could talk when you know, like, are able to, or I mean, we could even do it through stream. Of course, I don't know when I would be done with work or something like that. But I'll definitely keep you posted. And
Definitely.
it would really be stupid of me to keep you here as a prisoner. Oh,
You can't keep me here as a prisoner. I can press the delete button at any time.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you for even considered to have a talk. I literally didn't have. Yeah, I haven't
Well,
had one.
sometimes we need it. You know, even when we don't think we do, it's something. Now, what you do with it is up to you. You have a choice to use that to build. It's all up to you.
Yeah. I really trust the process.
One day at a time. Are you in school trying to get skills for a job or a trade?
Oh no. No. Right now, like I said, I stopped school and focused more legitimately on myself, because for me, what I was studying, it wasn't like for me. It was really, I was just doing it for my parents. Just, you know, like you want to make your parents happy, that you're doing something that makes them feel like they are not wasting their money. But there came a certain time in my life that I decided I cannot live a lie anymore. Like I have to accept the fact there are limitations to what I have and what I can't have. And yeah, I literally stopped school. Like I'm not saying I'm gonna completely cut myself. No, I'm just gonna stop school for a while, and if I
Then work on that part that you need to work on so you can move forward with the next goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And
I'm just searching myself for now.
also, not just school, trades are also great, man. Like, the value of college has gone down significantly because of all the PC bullcrap. But trades are forever, man. Trades are forever. Trades will always get you a job.
Oh, yeah, it does. Did you know? Oh wait, I didn't tell you this yet. So it was this week. I just got a phone call from somebody who wanted to start a business with me. I was like, no, I'm not there yet. I can't, like, sure, I can start a business, but there are certain elements of trades that I still need
Ooh.
to, you know, like adjust to or learn.
Welding, that's awesome.
You know, from life. Like you cannot just, certain businesses you cannot just start from scratch. You literally have to be stable enough to even start it. And I told the person that, and yeah, we left on good note, of course. I mean, I do keep in touch with him from time to time, but
Well,
he did not
some
accept.
people are not ready to look at reality. And you know, harsh reality is the quickest way to sort out friends from acquaintances.
That's true. But okay, I'm.
Ooh, Moonraker,
this is
you
a lot.
learned welding and metal fabrication. That will put food on the table, plus some. That's some good stuff. Now, people disrespect the trades when they shouldn't. Because people with the trades don't have crushing college debts, and they're making about as much, if not more, than a lot of people who come out of college.
Yeah.
Blue collar work, dirty hands, clean money. At least that's what that guy from that one show said. Mike Rowe, I think. I'm probably messing up the name. Dirty Jobs. The guy behind Dirty Jobs. I think he said, dirty hands, clean money. And I think that's awesome.
Oh yeah, that's actually a good one.
Yeah, so
Alright.
that's what he said, not me.
No, that's really a good one that you just pointed out.
Yeah, no. I respect people who go out and get a trade. I have respect for that. That means that person knows how to do an honest day's work without the fakey nonsense garbage.
Yeah, true. That's way true. Moonraker. Wait, I'm literally butchering the name. Moonraker. Yeah.
Yep.
Unfortunately for me, I came into it late and got pushed out early thanks to bad.
Oh, that's harsh. That's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I work in security. I'm still going to school, and I will be expanding my education from there. I've been in security for quite a few years. I was in law enforcement for a bit. I found out I just don't quite have the right temperament for it.
I see.
To be a police officer today, you need to have like saint level of patience with people. I don't have that, and I know it.
That's definitely like, yeah, you're gonna mess people up after. Yeah.
And I will go to jail. So I'm not messing with that. I know myself a little too well. I don't have the patience required, and I respect the police officers who can hold it together, especially in recent years. Holy heck.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm going to show you some out-of-bounds stuff. There is some really funny out-of-bounds stuff in this section. People trolling with those med beds. Or those gurneys. Let's see, where was it? There was a point where I could jump down and go into a sub-level.
oh wait, Moonraker just did something new in the comments. Lost every bit of it, managed to carve out a good life, might not have much money, but I have a wonderful family, and that's a massive win. Yeah, that's
Yeah, I see that. Do not take that family for granted. Don't take it for granted. People change. Some for the better, some for the worse. So, and I'm already seeing people. Yeah. Do not take family for granted. Because just because they're blood doesn't mean you're entitled to them.
Yeah, I understand on that part.
There was an out-of-bounds thing in here somewhere. I'm trying to remember where it was. It was pretty funny. I came across it by accident, but now I can't remember. Was it here? Yeah, I think it was here. Out-of-bounds trick. Where you fall into a sub-level. I can't remember. But it was funny. I found it by accident once. Oh well. Yeah, no. Yeah, I think that is enough of Star Citizen and life philosophy for one day. Thanks for being part of the stream and the discussion. Moonraker, thanks for sticking it out, and everybody else who's in the comment section but just silently watching and enjoying the stream. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to go ahead and log out. And I'm going to call it here.
Yes.
So, thanks for being here, y'all.
See ya.
Yep. Just one moment.
Okay, I'm gonna go and best of luck, and see you maybe later in, I don't know, the day or the week. So yeah, see ya.
All right, take care. Also, look in the description. A new Synthwaves channel provided the music today. Check that channel out and watch them grow.
That's I literally just ended the call and you were just gonna say something.
Alright.
I literally just messed that part up. Yeah, but yeah, thanks for saying that. Whoops. I literally have that bad habit that I sometimes end calls without even, you know, waiting for the other person to end.
It's all good. Alright, y'all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. And until next time, happy gaming, everyone.